Ladies and gentlemen, the 32nd episode of the EE PowerTalk. My name is Daddy Blessing. Karibuni.
Waambiwe ni baba yao leo.
Nimewaambia mpaka sasa imeimprint kwa kichwa. Mimi ni baba.
Yeah. Episode 32 of the EE PowerTalk. Yeah. Today we're talking about time management.
Sure.
You're busy but you're not productive.
And that's the funny thing about today's world.
Unashinda ukipiga simu hakuna kazi umefanya.
You are busy doing a lot of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because you're not managing your time. You have not scheduled for things, when to do things, and also having your personal time.
Yes.
Being so busy is overrated. Niko busy. Mtu unampigianga tu niko busy. Niko na mikutano.
By the way, let me actually take you back kidogo. There's a mantra nilikuwa nimeona wasi wengi wakini refer to. You see, I shoot my content.
Yes.
And it takes me like just a few minutes to post it.
Yes.
But due to the growth of social media, wase ufikiria niko busy all the time.
Yeah.
There's a day, nilikuwa kwa nyumba, I was watching a documentary.
Yes.
Mse akanipigia simu akaniambia, Elvis, is it a good time? I know you are a very busy man. I was like, oh, okay. How what made you think that?
I think it's good because it helps maintain some sort of decorum.
But anyway, you see, I think it's ile. Every day, you're doing something on social media.
Yes.
When you're productive, people see it.
Yes.
Yeah. When you're busy, you think you're productive.
Yes.
But you're not.
And when you're busy, you try to shout that you're productive.
Umaipigia mtu ukasikia ako busy. In fact, the best way to know someone is busy is they will tell you with courtesy.
Yes.
I'm engaged in something at the moment.
Yes.
Let me call you back.
Yes.
Msewa niko busy. Ai.
Niko busy. Kuna mawantu.
Kuna kadeal fulani. The moment you start seeing things like
Yes.
that, I think it's really an eye opener for you to understand that this person is not busy.
Yes.
They're just trying to avoid conversation with you by giving you a direct answer that's going to piss you off.
Yes.
Anyway, back to time management. What would you define time management according to you? Unaona nini?
Time management, in my own understanding, is having a proper calculation of your time and how you will spend it. Knowing that there is time for work, there is time for rest, and there is personal time. We all get 24 hours, but there are some people who get to do more with their hours more than others too. Managing your time is knowing that there is no time that is being wasted. First of all, when I'm resting, there is no time wasted.
Yes.
When I'm working, there is no time wasted. When I'm sleeping, there is no time wasted, because that is time that is stipulated for that specific purpose. Is knowing that each and every time that I'm spending some few hours on a specific thing, if it is a road trip, it was a road trip that was planned for. I don't just do impromptu. If you lack time management skills, you're the person who will be influenced by everything. Elvis, tunaenda Naivasha, utapatikana. By the way, wacha nione, unaangalia schedule yenye hauna.
Hakuna schedule uko nayo.
Unasema, by the way naweza patikana. Elvis, tunaenda Murang'a. Wacha, unajua tu utapatikana. So, you need to be so strict with your time such that if I'm resting, I'm doing nothing. If you come with your impromptu things in my resting time, man, we're not gonna do that thing.
And by the way, I think time management is basically, let me define it this manner.
Yes.
Time management is a practice of organizing and planning how to divide your time between various activities and responsibilities.
Yes.
Unataka tuende sherehe? No. Today evening, kuna venye nasoma daru fulani.
Yes.
You see, someone already has their time planned. And I like saying that time management is very important for productivity. For you to have a productive life, I think you need to manage your time properly and effectively. Where you say it's basically task prioritization. Each time fulani, I'll be doing this. I have this time management technique that I've really learned.
Yes.
And it allows me to focus on something. It's called time blocking.
Yes.
So you the definition, basically, there are various definitions on the internet. But you need to specifically, I'm not very sure about the definition of time blocking, but it's trying to just get to be productive. And for me, like I'll say, 3 hours is going to be put in this task.
Yes.
Have you ever been, probably when I edit video, and then you find, I was trying to eliminate distractions.
Yes.
I'm editing a video, or you're probably doing content.
Yes.
But simu yako inashinda tu notifications.
Notifications, yeah.
That's a distraction. So I put it aside.
Yeah. Actually switch off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And you focus on what is really at hand.
Yes.
It's basically, let's say we are ignoring distractions because that specific time is for that specific task or responsibility, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Time blocking is basically as it is, blocking time, putting something that you can't move out of that specific time. You have to do it. You can time block by scheduling specific tasks that you're gonna carry out. Time yako ya gym ni time yako ya gym. Whether you kidney or you ndekni, it doesn't matter who is calling. My time for gym is my time for gym.
Exactly.
I like something Eugene Bugwa does. Call that person beyond 8 p.m. You won't find him. He's asleep. Then he will wake up at 3:30 in the morning, go to the gym. After the gym, like, I don't know, after like 1.5 hours, go to the office. He has blocked that 1 hour before everyone comes in. Blocked that 1 hour for reading. Before he goes to the Nini, he goes to the golf maybe once every Friday, I think. People can confirm, those that follow Eugene Bugwa. That guy amazes me. Because I believe he's gonna be one of the first billionaires we have in Kenya under the age of 35.
By the way, you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Sai ambia mtu amke 3:30. We 3:30 ndio ndoto season 2 inaanza. I have to continue sleeping.
Yeah, but nitamkaje na niko na mzuba hapa.
There's by the way, your story. Yeah. There's a book I was reading called The 5 a.m. Club.
Yeah.
By, is it Robin Sharma?
Yeah.
And he was giving a story. The whole thing was a story of 3 people. There was a guy called the Spellbinder. There was 4 people. The billionaire. There is an entrepreneur, and there's an artist. So the idea was to make sure that at 5 a.m. in the morning, they wake up. And in that area, they were trying to talk about how you can utilize your morning hours to improve your life on various facets. I remember there was the various kinds of mindsets. You know, there are various things that you can basically do in the morning, like read, like learn a skill, like probably journal. Those are normal things that you can do, especially in the morning hours. But diverging from that, one of the things I know about you managing your time properly is that you're able to be very productive. You're able to focus on a task. You're able to put in all your effort. At the same time, it reduces stress.
Yeah, sure.
Work
because you don't have a backlog of things.
Work that is not done is more stress building up.
Yeah.
In fact, I tell people, if you're having a problem working in the house, pack up your things, leave the house, go somewhere, spend 3 days, finish the work, come back, utasikia vizuri.
Yeah.
That's something I've also learned.
Run away from the it creates brain fog, for lack of a better word, when you have been so busy and not productive.
Exactly. And by the way, still on the aspect of productivity, I think smartphones are probably one of the biggest deterrents to productivity.
And time management.
There's a time I remember, and I was doing this on Sunday. On Sunday I was watching a movie, but nikasema, let me just stop scrolling my phone. Let me take a book. And you realize there's a different effect from scrolling your phone and reading a book. Phones are a distraction. You can manage your time very properly. You can have time slotted for specific tasks. But you're not able to actualize that. And for me, that's another thing. Still on the same area of the benefits of good time management, I'll talk about increased efficiency. Increased efficiency allows you to actually tackle important tasks without wasting time on less important tasks.
It helps you prioritize.
And these are the things people should really understand about time management generally. And you've mentioned something about task prioritization, and I like that. I had written some pointers down over here. And why is it essential to prioritize tasks? Tell me what you think about this.
Prioritizing is basically putting things with order of importance. This is important, so number one. This is less important, number 2, number 3. And there is a by the way. I can or can't do. So that one we can slot it in my resting time. It's something that I can do resting. But there are those things that I must do before I reach to the resting time. And I'm going to do them when I'm supposed to do them, so that me doing them won't overlap my resting time. You don't have to be perfect and follow a strict nini. Everyone starts somewhere. You can start somewhere and follow a routine. Creating a routine is basically as easy as creating a habit, because a routine dictates the habits that you have.
Sure.
And vice versa is also true. A habit dictates a routine, because it is a routine that feeds a habit, and it is a habit that feeds a routine.
Repeat that again.
It is a routine that feeds a habit.
I'll be a camera.
It is a routine that feeds a habit, and it's a habit that feeds a routine.
Good.
They coexist together. Some of the habits that you see them repeating themselves, it is because they follow certain cues, certain routines. When you see something, when you wake up, if the very first thing you see is a laptop, you'll be like, okay, kuna project ya jana sijamaliza. So if you remove that laptop from there, ukiamuka hauipati tena, the very first thing utafikiria si project ya jana. You'll be probably thinking, wacha nienda nipige coffee, a cup of coffee. You have removed one pattern of the routine, so it is no longer feeding the nini. It is the same with time management. If you wake up early in the morning and you do specific tasks, you are feeding into that behavior, and it becomes your routine. Eventually it becomes your habit. Bad habits are very easy to generate, as prescribed in the atomic habits, because they are naturally existing in us. We are naturally bad.
Of course.
Sisi ni wabaya too. That's why it is hard for us to cultivate good things, because our brain, I don't know, it is meant with certain form of rebellion to good things. So we struggle so much adapting to good things, because naturally we want the feel good moments that are really detrimental to our overall growth. Someone tells you set time for you to read a chapter a day of a book. It's not a comfortable thing. Reading books, so that you love reading books, you must make it a routine and a habit, whether you like it or not, if you want to love reading books. If you want to manage your time, you must make it a habit that my time, a specific time, I must wake up, read a chapter, whether I like it or not. It will now come by default.
Exactly. Let me introduce you to something over here.
Yes.
Wacha nikufunze something. I think you've heard of this. You must have heard. It's called the Eisenhower matrix. And the matrix says that this tool allows you to categorize tasks based on urgency and importance.
Yes.
If it's urgent and important, do it right away.
Yes.
If it is important and not urgent, do this later.
Yes.
If it is not urgent, if it's urgent,
Yes.
but it is not important, all right? Delegate if possible. I've
Yes.
said urgent, but
Yeah.
it is not important.
Not important, yeah.
Delegate.
Yes.
If it is not urgent and not important, consider eliminating these tasks.
Yes.
You see, hapo mwisho, not urgent and not important. People have a lot of this.
Yes.
Like, bro, when you're working on something
Yes.
and you take your phone,
Yes.
this is not urgent and
Not
not
important.
important. Put it aside.
But now I have prioritized this that is not urgent, not important.
Not important at all.
It's probably a silly conversation that I'm having on the phone.
And that's how I remember
Yo.
there was this guy who was telling me, you're busy working on a project.
Yes.
Someone calls you. Don't even look at the phone.
Yes.
Leave it.
Yes.
That is not urgent. That is
Not
not
important.
important. Unless it's something that probably is your assistant.
Yes.
Now, acha turudie tena, because I think this is something that really opened my eyes.
Yes.
If it is urgent and important, do it right away.
Yeah.
If it is important, but it is not urgent, schedule this for later.
Yes.
If it is urgent and not important,
Consider delegating.
you delegate.
Yes.
If it is not urgent, neither is it important,
Scrap it off.
scrap it off. Right now we are shooting a podcast,
Yeah.
right? Sahi mtu akuje kuuza miwa hapa hivi.
Hey, my friend. Wewe na miwa zako?
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And, you know, wealthy people have a certain kind of a thing, and people call it an ego,
Yeah.
where we say, oh, you are kona ego sana. But the honest thing I say is, if it's not adding value to what I'm doing, let me leave it.
Yes.
Now, let me explain time blocking.
Yes.
Time blocking is setting specific blocks of time for different tasks or projects.
Yes.
For example, from 9 to 11 a.m., you will focus on you'll focus on the urgent and the important tasks.
Yes.
Then from 11 p.m. to 12 p.m., you can say, I will respond to my email addresses. Then probably later on, I will probably read a book.
Yes.
Time blocking. At this particular period, this time is blocked for this. We also have something else that I want to mention, which is having SMART goals when it comes to your time management.
Yes.
All right? Where you need to have specific, measurable,
attainable,
realistic,
yes,
and time-bound goals.
Yeah.
And this basically helps you define clear objectives and track progress towards completing tasks efficiently.
Yeah.
But the Eisenhower matrix ilinifunza kitu moja. We focus on tasks that are not important.
Yeah, we have put it upside down.
Upside down. Like an example is, before we started this podcast,
Yes.
I was speaking to a client.
Yes.
She was telling me it's about her website and digital marketing strategy. It's not really urgent at that point, right? But it's still important.
Yes.
Right? So I have to schedule time for it.
Yes.
But now, if assuming sahi unipigie simu and tell me, Elvis, I have an episode that is airing today evening.
Yes.
I need the thumbnail.
Quick, fast.
That is done that time. Or a client calls you and tells you, hey, hi, you did a website for me. There is a problem with it.
Yes.
That is urgent and very important.
Yes.
Right at that moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why we see a lot of people wasting a lot of time, because there is this fixation of you've put things that are not important as priority. Unaona mtu ameenda road trip, akiwa kwa road trip anakumbuka niko na mtoto shule nafaa kuendea. You're like, okay, do we call you idiot, fool, or a combination of a fool and an idiot? Because you were supposed to know in the first place that before I go to a road trip, my child is still in school. Who will go get that child?
Of course.
If it is me, I have no business having a road trip that will go beyond the time that I'm supposed to take my kid from school. You didn't block that time, so you're there panicking. Jirani utaniendea mtoto. Jirani is not your acquaintance. No. If you fail to manage your time, you'll be an inconvenience not only to yourself, but to the people you live with, the people you work with, and the responsibility that you're supposed to take care of as a person. Let's say you go to the gym the time that you're supposed to be consulting with a client. We're not saying the gym is not important, but look at where you have slotted it. Yeah, you are going to do an important thing on a not necessarily good time. Arranging things in the order of importance. Gym is important.
Yes.
But is it? Are you supposed to slate it at that specific time that you're going to slate it? No.
Exactly.
So if you keep on wasting time, time is the only thing that you can't recover. Time, because once it's gone, it's gone.
Once it's gone, ikienda.
Yeah, once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, you live another day, you feel like it's the same, but again, a lot of things have happened. You know, umeongezea mwaka.
There are consequences of poor time management.
Yeah.
Missed deadlines.
You first of all, you lose credibility.
Exactly.
There is nothing as bad as pushing delivery. Delivery date.
Unaambiwa, wait, I gave you a job to design a website last time. What happened? You didn't manage your time properly.
Yes.
And that's why you find a lot of freelancers struggling because they don't manage their time properly.
Yes.
Time management is about that. At this particular period,
yes,
I'll be focusing on this specific task.
Yes.
I'll be putting effort in this and this and this.
Yes.
So it allows me to track my progress. It allows me to see what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And at the end of the day,
yes,
I find myself being productive. Instead of worrying ati ikifika saa 8 ndo unakimbia kufanya kazi.
Yeah.
You managed your time so well that it got to a point that you even finished before the deadline.
Yeah.
Number 2, it also leads to lack of concentration. Ebu imagine umeambia client website is after 2 weeks. A day before
is hosting. hata
unaenda kusearch domain unakuta hii hata ilishaenda.
Yeah.
So you can imagine.
Yes.
You will not be able to concentrate.
Yes.
And also think finally, it's poor performance. If I normally like to be very discreet about time management, but I also struggle with time management. Acha nisiseme ati I manage my time properly. You know how to get a lady as a PA.
Yeah.
And this lady is the one who is supposed to manage my time.
Absolutely. That's where we've talked in the Matrix. There's something you've talked about delegating.
Yes.
You can do everything else, but you can delegate someone to manage the time.
Exactly. This lady calls me and asks me, like it's become now like she's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Bro, natoka meeting, namu update.
Yeah.
Anajua everything, like
yes.
Nikifanya hivi namu update.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, it has made me so productive.
Yes.
Let me say you need a productivity partner.
Yes.
Have someone you can tell that this is my schedule. You exchange schedules.
I call them accountability partner.
Accountability
I also
partners.
have one.
Bro, like having this lady, just barely signing, like I think 3-4 days.
Yes.
I think, 3 days. I'm able to concentrate on a task.
Yes.
And then after I finish, she's going to check in. Hey, did you finish?
Now that you've talked about it, I think I'm doing very good for myself. I show you something that I share with her. Like at the start of every week, I share. Monday, I'm doing this and this. Tuesday, I'm doing this and this. And if anything comes up, I update.
Of course. That's very good. And you see, like if you're, for me, someone, you see, like we are content creators.
Yes.
Niliona, you can go crazy.
You can very easily.
It's better you give a lady 7,000 a week. Ama you get a gentleman like Director Mengo's over here.
Yeah.
Unamwambia, please check on my time.
Yes.
Like if I have I was telling you, I've tulipatana 2 clients.
Yes.
I never knew that I had told
double booking
2 people for a meeting.
Yes.
But now with someone like an accountability partner, with them managing your time, they will tell you today, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Like for instance, we have a showrunner for our show, Director Mengo's. He takes off workload from our shoulders.
Of course.
By what a showrunner does, niye boss wetu. Everything that you're going to talk about, he is the one who is doing research. He does the writing, he does the research, he presents the topic, we research them on a individual levels, then present it. As opposed to us now, hey Elvis, tunaongelea topic gani in the next. Man, this is the 32nd episode. You can imagine how much work that Director Mengos has taken off our shoulders.
A lot of work. And congratulations, Chief.
Yeah.
Unafanya kazi fiti. The whole ideology of time management is that, and also getting to delegate tasks.
Yes.
That's also important.
Yeah. You see now he took that off of our shoulders. We don't worry about
and
it.
We go with what he says.
Yeah.
Tunaweza jifanya tunajua sana, but it's also very good.
Yeah.
Bro, let me give you something over here.
Yes.
And you tell me whether it's right.
Yeah.
There is the myth of being busy versus being productive.
It is not a myth. It is not a myth. It is a reality.
Yes.
So many people are busy but not productive.
So let me explain this.
Yes.
Many people think that being busy equates to being productive. But this isn't true. Being busy often means you're filling your time with tasks regardless of their value or importance.
Yes.
Reality. Productivity is about focusing on meaningful, impactful work rather than simply staying occupied.
Yes.
Effective time management involves identifying high-value tasks and prioritizing them over low-value busy tasks.
Yes. Let me demonstrate how being busy is. I can spend my time doing this. Am I busy or not?
You're busy.
Is my time not occupied?
Your time is occupied.
Is this what I'm doing very productive?
It's not.
It is not productive. But I'm very busy. In fact, if someone calls me, hata wewe utamwambia enyewe
niko busy bro.
Niko busy kabisa. Hata wewe tukiwa tu hapa utaona. Hii jamaa iko busy kabisa. Hakuna venye utamtoa hapo. But what am I doing? Removing one thing from here to here, turning it back. Occupying my time with things.
I like to call it loading and offloading loading and offloading rocks or
from a
bricks
truck.
From a truck.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are busy and you will spend time.
Kwa busy unaweza peleka moja, unaipeleka, unairudisha, but you're busy.
Is it productive though?
Okay. There is a common time wasters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 1 is this.
Yeah, on the phone.
Number 2 is social media.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I was recently, hata niliona JMO was implementing it.
Yes.
I refer to it as the 459 strategy.
Yes.
What I mean by the 459 strategy is having 18 hours of your day to be productive, to do value to yourself,
yes,
and be good at something. So when you wake up in the morning, let's say you wake up at 6.
Yes.
I normally recommend that you set a timer of 4 hours.
Yes.
These 4 hours means that you're going to be focusing on yourself.
Yes.
You're going to be focusing on the tasks that are important. That is the time you can actually go to the gym.
Yeah.
After those 4 hours, now you have the ability to check your smartphone.
Yes.
You can go check your smartphone and see what is going on. Like 30 minutes and you're done.
Mm.
Then after that, probably you see 6 to 4. 6 plus 4 is 10.
Yeah.
After that, you can set another timer of 5 hours.
Yes.
This timer is just for you to do the things that you're supposed to be doing. Because we spend a lot of time on social media.
Very true.
And then like ikifika jioni, I normally recommend this. It's a hard thing. Hata mimi nimestruggle nayo. Ikifika jioni 8, forget about social media completely. Forget about your smartphone.
Yes.
Go to bed.
Yes.
Set a timer at 9 hours. If you set a timer at 9 hours at 9 o'clock,
yes,
that's 9 plus 9. You need roughly 7 to 8, 9 hours of sleep probably.
Yeah, sure.
Believe me, you're going to have a lot of life, a lot of things changed. And you see, this is basically blocking time.
And again, there is a certain phenomenon of my active hour. That thing is real. Try as much as possible to safeguard your work hour. And it doesn't have to be 1 hour. I have the most productive hours from 9 p.m. at night to midnight. That is when my brain works at a speed of 360 kilometers per hour. That is when I can think of ideas from heaven to earth. When you're blocking your time, you have to arrange yourself, first of all, in context. Not because of a certain formula, but in context of what you do, first of all. My active hours are those. That is when I can get so many things done, without really struggling, without thinking so hard. That is why when I want to have a productive meeting with even a client, I schedule them for 9 p.m. There is one I've scheduled there for 9 p.m. because that's when I'll be clear. Like the whole day nimeshinda hapa. Probably the research I was doing nilifanya usiku. Let me kid you not. Because mchana I couldn't have been that active in my brain to grasp the nitty-gritties of what I'm going to come and talk about in this episode. So try as much as possible to block your active hours and do something very important.
I think by the way, that's very, very important.
Yeah.
Let me say something else.
Yeah.
Unplanned interruptions.
Yes.
Good one.
Yeah.
Kwanza imekuja right on time.
Yeah.
Unplanned interruptions.
Yes.
Bro, you're editing a video.
Yes.
Nimekupigia simu. Nimekwambia, bro, there's this certain lady I've seen here, man. She's looking for you.
Yeah. Ako happy.
Bro, the moment I've done that, that's a trigger.
Yeah.
That's a trigger to be like, hey, let me stop what I'm doing. Let me head there. There's a time, I remember, and by the way, that's also something we're also going to be talking about today,
yes.
Mental health.
Yes.
Mental health, if you don't have good mental health, you're going to have a lot of interruptions.
Yeah, because you're unstable.
You're unstable. Uko tu unafanya job hivi and then something distracts you. You start thinking about your ex.
Being unstable mentally, you are always looking at something that is exciting at that specific moment. Yeah. So if whatever you're working on is not as exciting, and your girlfriend atakuja na kadrama fulani kenye kataku excite, you will leave whatever you're working on.
Wacha niangalie what is going on.
I remember, I miss.
But honestly, and that's why I used to have this girlfriend. When I'm working, bro, this chick used to take like these sexy photos.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, ananitumia and I'm like, chai. Story hapo. Nafunga job and I'm headed there. Like, you see, that's she knows. And pole, that's how I was, I became an effeminate man. Yeah? So that's a distraction anyway. Yes. We also have something else we refer to as multitasking, where you're doing this. Kwanza I struggle with it.
Yeah.
Until recently, that's when I said, Elvis, you're doing video editing?
Yes.
It's video editing.
Yes.
Elvis, you're going to go and meet Susan? You're going to meet Susan.
Yes.
si story saa yenye ulikuwa naenda kumit Susan, umefikiria ushoot video.
Yeah.
Don't do many tasks.
Yeah.
There's a day nilijaribu kupika and I'm also nilikuwa naosha vyombo.
Yeah.
Bro, people say that, men can actually multitask and the rest.
They cannot.
Focus on what is important.
Yeah.
And I think finally is lack of clear priorities. What is so important? And I think it's easy for people to concentrate on less important tasks than more important tasks.
It is a feel good moment.
Exactly.
Something important doesn't often feel good. We love you, our audience, but we can't lie to you that it feels good every day. Like leo sikuwa nasikia I wasn't feeling like waking up. The very first thing I told you when I came here, I wasn't feeling like waking up to come and shoot this. But
where is your priority at?
Yes, the order of importance. I must show up and do the work because this is my work.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I also think people have to do some self-evaluation.
Yeah.
Where self-evaluation is basically getting to understand yourself.
Yes.
And how you manage your time.
Yes.
Evaluate what is important. Evaluate what is not important.
Yes.
What is not important and not urgent, push it away.
Yeah.
If it's urgent, please set the time to actually do that.
Yes.
And it's very important.
Yes.
I'll leave you with the Eisenhower matrix. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just take you back to it. The Eisenhower matrix says that if it's urgent and important,
do it right away.
Do it right away. If it is not important and not urgent,
consider
you schedule it.
Yeah.
If it is urgent and not important, delegate.
Delegate.
If it is not urgent, not important, scrap it off. My name is Elvis. See you in the next episode.
My name is Daddy Blessing. See you in the next one.